What's up, guys, and welcome to the Marvel Rivals Art Challenge Part 6. Now, if you watched last week's video, you'll see in the challenge, we actually spun a wheel where we had One Piece, DC, and Ninja Turtles on there. So we hit Ninja Turtles. I myself chose Raphael to draw because I feel like I resonate the most with him. Rui got Leo, and Melvin got Mikey. And then we actually have fan submissions for the Donatello. So if you stick around till the end, you'll see who we picked for the Donnie, which is really cool. It was a lot of fun. And also, you'll see next week's challenge. Okay, but with that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so we're starting off the Raph design with the sketch of the anatomy, as per usual. Now, this one was definitely inspired by, the Hulk and Venom in Rivals. I really wanted to get these nice, angular muscles. And I just wanted this guy to just look like a massive tank, So I've roughed in all the anatomy here. I'm pretty happy with the pose. He's got sort of stockier, shorter legs and just thick as, biceps and forearms, just to give him that real tank brawler look. Now, let's get into some of the design and see if we can't make this guy look like a badass. All right, so I've spent probably an hour or two just roughing in the actual costume for Raph here. Now, with some of these characters, it's taken quite a while to get the aesthetic that I wanted, but for Raph, I wanted, obviously, the big tank look, but mixed with a mech samurai, you know what I mean? Really using that sci-fi aesthetic that Rivals uses. Just keeping everything quite angular and, layered on top of each other. So I was really happy with how this shoulder plate came out. I feel like it really has a nice samurai aesthetic with each of the layers going there. If you look at the samurai shoulder pads, they've got the sort of sections going down there, which is really cool. Now, also, because, he's a Ninja Turtle, right? So I wanted to add this cool red hood. It's not red yet, but it will be. And that sort of wraps around down on his arm and his shoulder. And, maybe it ties to the back of his shell as well, which I thought would be cool. And it also will match the red bandana that goes over his head. Now, I was tossing between, do I just do the, normal bandana there, or like in the movie, how it wraps over the whole top of his head? I think I'm going to go with the full cover. I think that is a cool look. Now, this little tag here, just a little random feature that I thought I'd put on, which is cool. And I'll put a insignia there that either depicts Raph or big beast type thing, something like that later, which I thought would be a nice little design element that I could add in. Now, obviously, you can't have Raph without his size. Now, I didn't want to go too crazy with the design and the size. Maybe they could have had neon lights going through them. They could have been on fire. They could have been all this crazy stuff. But I didn't want to take away from his big tankiness. Okay, so these are just obviously weapons to just destroy people. You can parry, you can block. But also, I've got an idea for one of his ultimates where he pins people down, which I'll go into later. So I thought that'd be really cool. And, with these boots, I really like the way the boots came out. They give it almost like a Hulkbuster feel, which adds to his big tankiness, which is another cool thing that I like. Obviously, you got to have the R on the belt for Raph. But yeah, I think overall with this aesthetic, I'll just clean up the line work, and I think it's going to look nice and crisp, and then we'll have to get into the colors and things like that. Okay, so I've spent some time refining the artwork. Now, if I was to zoom in, I'll show you. I like to do the line work pretty clean. I know with Rivals they go a little bit sketchier. But one tip, if you're struggling a bit with the line weights, so the bigger, bulkier bits and the sections that will come forward more will have a thicker line weight. So that pec there, that section of the shell, the shoulder plate, it's all thicker. Now, it is subtle, but I'll show you if I go into, this section here, all this line weight here, that's for my brush size, that's a 4 or a 5, where if you're going up to these thicker ones, that would be a 7 or an 8. Okay, so it's minor variations, but once you get it all put together, it really helps the overall aesthetic. Now you can just do one line weight if you like, but I just think if you vary it a little bit and then also use the tapering, these sections here, they taper off at the end. Okay, it's not just one thick caterpillar of a line, you know what I mean? It flicks off at the end, so you want to add those in too. Obviously, with the Marvel Rivals aesthetic, you gotta have the little crisscrosses like these on all those angular sections. That really helps with the Rivals aesthetic. And, with I like to do it. I've just picked curves where I'll do that random floating line. I feel like it looks coolest on them. And then also with this one, because the size is so gigantic, like that spike, I'll just add a floating line there too, which I think looks really nice. But yeah, it's refined now, and I am loving the design so far, but I need to get into the color section and start rendering, and that's sort of where the magic happens. So we'll get into that. Okay, now we're up to the part where we're going to start rendering and then adding the color later. So with some of my past ones, I've actually gone flat colors first and then rendered with color over the top. But this one, I thought I'd try something a little bit different, where I've actually gone full grayscale, and then I've done grayscale rendering, and then we add color overlays over the top of that. So I'll show you how I get that done. Now, I love to first, if you've been watching my other videos, you know that I love to add that rim light in. So just pure gray, and then we add the rim light, make sure those are nice angular sharp shapes. Keep to that rival style. So that's all down the right side of his body, and then obviously you've got a section that hits the back leg there as well, because if it's hitting the whole right side of his body, that leg is also back a bit, so that light's going to hit there too. So we've got that in. Now this is the cool bit that I'll show you. So if I click that layer on, you can see I've actually added a full layer of dark grey over the top of him and set the layer to multiply. Now this looks like I've painted all of that light in with a lighter grey, but because it's on multiply, I've actually got the eraser, and I'll show you what I do. Instead of painting in shadows, you're actually painting in the light. So like, say I want the light to hit the top of his head here, I'll start painting that in. Then obviously the harder I press, the lighter it's going to be. And the softer I go, you can sort of render it out to the side so it gives a bit of 3D form. Now obviously super rough, but you sort of get the gist. So I'm actually erasing out sections where I want the light to hit. And we could do that on the forehead, and then obviously I've gone through the rest of the body. I'd say I'm probably about 70% of the way there in terms of rendering. So we have that, and like I said, it's set to multiply, and then you erase out the light sections, which I think is a cool way to do it. I like to do it like that. Okay, so now we're up to this section where everything is, you know, a bit more refined. You can see I've added in the lines that are going through that the rival style likes to render with. I love adding those. They just make it look so cool, those graphic little shapes. And you can see that like sections like in the back there with the turtle shell around the neck, I've actually painted in with a darker grey to really bring out those shadows, you know what I mean? And then with these sections here are the spectral highlights. So that's where the light is going to hit the most intense, and they're going to be the brightest highlights, and they really help to bring out these like nice chunky shapes on the abs, you know, the chest. Whenever it's hitting a metallic surface, you know, I like to do just like a thick line and a couple thin lines around it to just really show that metallic look. And you can see if I zoom out, he's pretty much fully rendered in grayscale. So the cool thing about that is that will take some time. Like that took me probably 2 hours to render, but then all we have to do is add color overlays to the top. So you just add another layer, and then obviously for the greens, you just have a green, set it to overlay, and you can actually get the color done really quick. Now, obviously with these videos, it can't just be about me showing you cool stuff. I need to actually give you guys some value. So I'll show you exactly how I do that. So if I just get the selection tool, and I'll actually go around his bandana over the top. Now, obviously, I'm going to do the back of the bandana that's flowing in the wind and the hood too in red, but we want to set this layer to overlay, pick a nice red. Now, you don't always have to get the perfect color on the first shot. You can always go back and re-pick your colors, so don't stress about if you pick the wrong one. And you literally just paint over the top of it. You know what I mean? And then if it's too saturated, you can always bring back the opacity to sort of bring a little bit of gray into it, and then paint over the top again if you like. So let's say it's there, and you know the eyes are going to be white, so we'll rub out the eyes, paint them white later. But that's really it. So once you've done the grayscale, that's like you're pretty much on easy mode. You're just literally going around with a selection tool, selecting the pieces that you want, and you know if it's green, you go green, yellow. The metal is going to be the grays and things like that. So yeah, you just go through that and you fill out all the colors. Now, I'll also give you guys another helpful tip with the lighting. So if you've been watching my other videos, you obviously see that I've got that really white rim light on one side of the body. But for this one, I noticed that with some of the Rivals characters, they actually have a bit of bounce light on the character. So if you don't know what bounce light is, it's, you know, in school when if you do an art class and they make you draw like a sphere, and they make you light it. That's really going to help. I know it's annoying in school, but I'll pull it up on the screen and I'll show you what I mean. So one side's got the rim light, which is the super intense light. You have your core light, which is going to light all of the main section of his body, which would be in the center of the ball. And then on the other side of the ball is, imagine a light that hits a wall and then bounces off the wall onto your character. Okay, so it's not as intense. They use this in photography and cinema all the time. It's not as intense, but it's more of a desaturated light. So for example, I've picked, this grayish blue color that hits all of this side of his body. He runs all the way down to his weapons on the legs and everything. So that's going to hit that side of the body, and whenever you put the background on, it's just going to help him pop off the background and just give him a little bit of 3D form. Okay, so you got your rim light, your main light, and then bounce light. If you add all those three together with the shadows, it's going to look fantastic. So I don't want to spoil the full character, so we'll get into the reveal. We'll show the boys and see what happens. What's going on, boys?
What up?
What's happening? That threw me off so bad.
Sorry, didn't mean that. Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Not Marvel characters, but in the Marvel Rivals style.
Yep, pretty crazy. I bet no one's done this before. Actually, I don't think anyone's done the Turtles before.
Nah, like I've seen some DC characters, maybe some anime ones, but I've seen Ninja Turtles.
I've seen some Dark Horse characters. A lot of people like to do Hellboy.
Oh, Dark Horse. Is Spawn Dark Horse, or is he
Image?
He's Image. Yeah, I've had a lot of requests for Spawn. He would always be a cool one. But
Spawn's
really
cool.
Today we're doing the Ninja Turtles.
We are.
And if people watch the last video of the challenge, you'll see that I picked Raphael.
You picked Raph for yourself.
Yeah. we spun for Ninja Turtles, and then I picked Raph because I feel I've always loved Raph. I grew up and my favorite color was red, so then that means everything I watch.
I think we all like red.
To be the red character. Hey, don't take my favorite color, you dogs.
You're gonna have to change your name, Rui.
I know. I'm gonna have to become Blue Unit Inc.
All right. Let's just get to the reveal, and we'll talk about it. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, there it is.
Have a look, boys.
There it is.
Have a look at this fucking absolute steam museum of a turtle.
I didn't know you were gonna go this big.
Yeah.
He's fucking real big.
Oh, you gave him nostrils.
Yeah, I can't remember if they had nostrils or not, but I saw a few renditions where they had the nostrils. So
don't they have nostrils?
No, I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
I went comic.
How does a turtle breathe, man?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of drawings of renditions of them where they're a lot more simple, so they don't necessarily have the nostrils, but
yeah, I went more comic, but this is sick, man.
Way.
The patterns on the you went full like samurai with this guy?
Yeah. Neo samurai.
Yeah, so not much of a story behind it, but I had a aesthetic in mind, which was like a samurai mixed with the mech armor. So just basically, I made him huge because I wanted him to be a vanguard. Have an idea for his ultimate ability, which I'll go over in a minute. But I wanted him to be the size where he could essentially take on a Venom or a Hulk, like a 1v1, and just beat the shit out of him type thing.
Yeah, sure.
And even like the little kanji symbol on that tag on his chest.
Yeah,
like,
I
was looking up things for Raph, and apparently in the movie he had a tattoo or a scarification tattoo, which translates to beast. So I just put that on there. So,
that works.
And I feel like he looks like a big beast. You know what I mean? So
cool.
I feel like that.
Absolutely.
That fits well.
He definitely looks like a beast here.
Yeah.
Oh man, this guy's huge.
I dig it, man.
Yeah. He's like the leg armor is almost Hulk bustery as well. Like I wanted to have almost a Hulk bustery aesthetic, like in there, just a slight bit. But man, I thought it'd be cool. Just have that massive. I really wanted to get a cool shoulder plate.
Yeah,
I was gonna initially
I like it.
I was gonna initially do both, but then I thought, let's go to the one side because maybe he has an ability where he does like a shoulder bash something, and then the other side is just to bring back in the ninja aesthetic. Is that whole hood sort of links around and wraps around his shoulder as well, and maybe wraps a bit around the back of the shell as well. So
I like it, man.
a little asymmetrical, but I thought it could work. Yeah.
No, man, that's sick.
Asymmetry is good. Yeah.
Like we just went through my one, and it's funny because my one is more like armored in the center of the body, and your guy's more on the outside of the body, which is really sick because my Leo's a duelist, yours is a vanguard. So seeing these next to each other actually like works and makes sense, which is sick.
Yeah. Sorry, go.
I was saying if one of the turtles is going to be big, it's going to be Raph.
Oh
right?
yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
And that's the thing because like we didn't tell each other if we're going to go Vanguard, dual support, or whatever. So it's interesting to see which one we picked. And like, I think I still don't know what Melvin's is, so it's going to be cool to see that one. But I feel like, I don't know, he's just a big giant fucking tank. So like,
I really like the chest piece. I think the chest piece look in the way that it does because normally the turtles don't have a chest piece that looks like that, where it's like an actual like human's torso. It's normally just like a turtle shell that like wraps around. Yeah. But I feel like this is like it lends itself to like how big Raph is, and it's so cool.
Yeah, because I was thinking of that, just having the standard like those plates that the kind of the turtles do, but I wanted, because he's so big, I wanted him to be ripped as shit, you know what I mean? So and I really wanted to do some chunky ass like abs and obliques. So that's the reason why I chose to do that.
And
so I thought it was cool.
And you can still say it's his turtle shell, right? It's just
exactly. Yeah, and It's kind of armor itself, like on his own. Like I'd say the green is a bit, that's sort of the softer skin. Even though I assume as a turtle that would still be pretty tough skin.
Yeah,
but that inner bit would be even stronger again. So
but definitely reads as both. So I like it.
But like this one, I don't know if it's because it was outside of Marvel, but like it did take me a long time to get this design finished. But I mean, I feel like it came together. And the one thing I wanted to add on this one, which I haven't done on others, is see on the left side of his body, it's got like that desaturated blue rim light.
Yeah, some of them have it. It depends. I think I've noticed that on mainly like people that are wearing like full suits, like Black Panther and stuff, have that.
Yeah. Well, I noticed it because I was looking at muscle references from like the Hulk and Venom and stuff, and I noticed they had it. So I'm like,
really?
Let's give this a crack, because I haven't put that rim light on any of the other ones yet. Just had the white side on the right. I like it. I
Looks
think
good.
It's cool. Yeah,
it looks great, man.
It cooks, and I'm so glad it fits with what we're doing. Melvin, the pressure is on.
It's on. Did we have any abilities for this one?
So I didn't get time to do the abilities because some people know I'm getting married, so I've got a little time to draw at the moment. But I did have an idea for his ultimate. So in the description it reads right down the bottom, Raph gets tougher. When the fight gets tough, Raph gets tougher. Okay, so I had an idea, something like that. Basically, when he pops his ult, he's gonna leap into enemies with his size and basically stab down into them and pin them to the floor, and that will do damage.
Yeah.
And every person he can pin down, so say they'll get stunned for like a couple seconds. Every person he pins down, he'll do more damage if he can pin someone else down. So he just will keep jumping to it, and if he gets like say 4 or 5 in a row, the last guy's getting deleted instantly. But then your team, for everyone who's getting stunned in his wake, they can just start to take them out as well. So
it's like a mix of Mr. Fantastic's ult with Bucky's ult with
Groot's like lockdown trying to
yeah. Oh, actually, Doctor Strange, because they all get stunned.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah.
So I just thought that would be really cool, and he just dashing, stab down, dash, stab down.
That does sound really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I was excited about seeing like how different all of our designs are going to be, and especially because like the turtles, like they're supposed to be so unique from each other, even though they look very much the same. But like I'm looking at both of ours, and it's seeing them next to each other is gonna, like, seeing them all lined up at the end is gonna be.
It's gonna
dope.
be mint.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so good. But no, it was a lot of fun. And if everyone watch it, make sure if you want to go check out Rui's Leo, you go over to his channel. If you want to check out Melvin's Mikey, you go over to his channel. But now we need to get into the next challenge. All right, so this week's challenge we have Deadpool. So the Deadpool, it's the same character for all three of us, but the twist is we're going to have a big wheel that we're going to spin with one of the 3 classes. So it's going to have Vanguard, Duelist, Strategist. Each of us is going to hit one, and then we have to design Deadpool to that class. So let's get to it. It's going to be good.
We're going to have the same character, but 3 like completely separate designs. Let's head over.
Rui, you go first. I'll go second, and then Melvin gets the last one.
All right, here we go.
Get in there.
Here we go.
Do you have a preference?
Nah.
No, just hope for the best.
There's a lot of cool.
Getting the Vanguard by an inch. Oh, it's gonna be cool. Yeah. That's it. You gotta draw a buff Deadpool.
Yeah. A buff Deadpool? Venom Pool? What?
Venom Pool?
Hello?
Huh? Question mark?
No, I don't know if I'll do Venom Pool.
Yeah, right. I feel like Duelist is gonna look the most normal, but that's a challenge in itself.
To try and make that stand out,
different.
rather than a pool.
Yeah, which is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so Mel, this is whatever lands, it's me, and then the opposite side is what you hit.
Yeah, right.
You ready?
Spin it up, son.
And you want the strategist?
Jackson wants strat. He wants strat.
I don't mind.
But
I get it.
You'll take it.
I get it. I tell the computer what to give me, and it gives it to me. See what you guys have. Are we back in a week?
Back in a week now, yeah. Back in a week, boys. Yeah. Probably more because Jackson's getting married. Oi!
Oh! More than a week.
Yeah.
More than a week.
Might take a little. Give us time. It's going to be worth it.
There'll be more in between, but hold on, Deadpool's coming. Yeah.
And for the last bit of the video, we have the Donnie fan art submission. So obviously, us 3 boys, we got a character each to draw. And we asked the fans to do their best version of Donnie that will fit in the Marvel Rivals art style. And I'll show them up on the screen. And obviously we could only pick one out of the 7 submissions that we did get. And I gotta say that all the designs were sick. It was very hard to pick. Okay, we had some really cool ones in there. And they're all quite different styles, which we liked as well. We love the uniqueness. So whoever's sending the artwork in, keep sending the unique styles. Really push your artwork as far as you can. We really love to see it, and we know you guys are trying your best. Now, the one that we did get to in the end was submitted by Reyes Gonzalez. We'll pull him up. And if you have a look at this guy, this Donnie, he looks like a bit of a tank, and he's got a mecha arm, he's got the shredder shoulder plate, and he looks like he could really kick some ass in if he was in the video game. So thank you, Reyes Gonzalez, for sending this in. We're going to have an Instagram post where we have all 4 Ninja Turtles in a lineup, which is going to look really cool. And yeah, so we just want to thank you guys again for sending it in. And if you like the video, make sure to give it a like. If you love it, subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.